going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at SuperHighDC. You can find the link to my profile in the description and some other links for these Autumn Snyder AFSP fund, as well as the link to my merch. So I was not expecting this kind of news, at least, to drop this fast. Wonder Woman 84 has been the talk recently. Just came out in theaters in the US a couple of days ago and on HBO Max, so a lot of people have been talking about it. If you want to see my spoiler-free review, no spoilers, you can head over to my channel and watch that. I will be doing a live stream sometime in this coming week to do a spoiler discussion, so that will be happening. But apparently Wonder Woman 3 is already being announced. Now, recently when Patty Jenkins was, discussing this, she kind of, she had mentioned like, well, we're kind of working on a story with Jeff Johns, but I'm still not sure about that. And it would also have to depend on a full theatrical release, a traditional theatrical release. So it kind of seemed like it was sort of up in the air and not a certainty. But apparently it is going to happen. Probably not anywhere in the near future. Like, she had said that the third Wonder Woman movie was always going to, have a more space between the second one and the third one than the second one and the first one did. Of course, the second one, Wonder Woman 84, was supposed to be released a long time ago. It kept getting pushed back, but, the third one is probably not going to be within the next, 2 years or anything like that. It's probably going to take a while. But let's see what Toby Emmerich has to say about it. He said that Warner Brothers said the third Wonder Woman movie will have a traditional theatrical release. So that already gives us the impression that it's going to be a while before there's any kind of announcement for a release date or something. Toby Emmerich said, as fans around the world continue to embrace Diana Prince, driving the strong opening weekend performance of Wonder Woman 1984, we are excited to be able to continue her story with our real-life Wonder Woman Gal and Patty, who will return to conclude the long-planned theatrical trilogy. He is the Warner Brothers chief, Toby Emmerich. Though many opted to watch Wonder Woman 1984 at home, the film still generated surprisingly robust ticket sales. So at least for, the circumstances that it was released in theaters, the pandemic, a lot of theaters are not open internationally or in the States. So Wonder Woman 84 collected about $16.7 million, but that's only from 2,100 North American theaters. So it's not, given the circumstances, it's not bad. The best opening weekend to date in the coronavirus era. In terms of HBO Max viewers, the studio said nearly half of the platform's retail subscribers watched the film on Friday, with millions more viewing through cable or wireless access. HBO Max, which launched in May, has about 12.6 million active users, which is probably continuing to grow. And they were going to release, HBO Max is going to release more numbers and viewing analytics in January. It says that Wonder Woman 84 broke records, exceeded our expectations across all of our key viewing and subscriber metrics in its first 24 hours, and the interest and momentum we're seeing indicates this will likely continue well beyond the weekend. And that came from Andy Forcell, who is head of Warner Media's direct-to-consumer business. So it seems like they're pleased with, given that the theaters are very limited in not only how many are open, but how many people they can have per viewing. It's not a, standard they can pack out the auditoriums. They can't do that. So, and half of the retail subscribers on HBO Max watched it on Friday, with more watching it throughout the weekend. So guessing that will continue, because HBO Max is, available for Roku, Amazon, and hopefully will continue to be rolled out in other countries as time goes on. They continue to say that during these very difficult times, it was nice to give families the option of enjoying this uplifting film at home where theater viewing wasn't an option. So that's another thing, is that like internationally and everything, like the box office numbers might not seem great, and that's because, you know, there's still a lot of countries where theaters are not open and they don't have access to HBO Max. So there's a lot of people who, you know, as much as they would like to watch it, they can't. And it's just, you know, kind of out of people's control right now. There's a lot of there's a lot of things that can't really work around. So given those circumstances, it seems like Warner Brothers is pleased with how many people have gone to the theater to watch it so far and watching it on HBO Max. And then it continues to say, like, you know, nothing is yet known about the final chapter in the Wonder Woman trilogy. So, of course, like, yeah, they're pretty much just confirming right now that it is going to happen with Patty Jenkins. I guess that was maybe one of the things people were speculating about, given some of her recent comments about, like I said, it seemed like she wasn't too sure about it recently. So I don't know if she's going to write the story with Jeff Johns again, or if maybe that was one of her things. Maybe she didn't want to. Maybe that was one of her conditions or something. I don't know. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying it's possible. She, again, didn't seem like she was 100% confident that it was going to happen. She said that she would, of course, she would love to, but, you know, it didn't seem like a certainty recently when she was making comments about it. There have been very mixed feelings about the movie that I've seen so far. I personally enjoyed it, but like I said, you know, if you want to hear more of my thoughts on it, you can see my non-spoiler review on my channel. Or if you follow me on Twitter, you've probably seen me, you know, tweeting about it here and there. But I personally liked it, but, you know, it seems like some of people's complaints about it are that people can feel the Jeff Johns influence on it. And, you know, the first Wonder Woman movie, Zack Snyder was involved in the story, and in this one he is still a producer, but he didn't write the story. So, I mean, I do, as much as I did enjoy Wonder Woman 84, I do probably prefer the first one, but I think that can be true for a lot of, you know, origin stories, and then you have the sequels. Like, I think sequels are always kind of hard to, they're always going to have high standards when you love the origin movie. Or the first one, they're always going to have, you know, higher standards or whatever, but I can see why people are maybe not as fond of this one, the story, compared to her origin story. But I still, like I said, watch it for yourself and form your own opinion. I personally enjoyed it. I think there's a lot of really great moments in it. But yeah, it's, I wonder, it makes me wonder that they made this, you know, announcement so soon after the release, and after Patty Jenkins kind of like wishy-washy comments, and she is going to do a Star Wars movie also. So that also gives us the sense that, you know, it's going to be a pretty long time before we probably get a third Wonder Woman movie. But I wonder what might have changed for this announcement to be now like more certain that Patty Jenkins is going to do the third movie. So whether or not we find out anything about that, we'll see. But also, I just want to mention that there will be another JusticeCon event in 2021. The Nerd Queens and Zack Snyder shared a little flyer for it. Not really a flyer, but like, you know, a little, kind of like a flyer. It's going to be in 2021, but it won't be until after the release, sometime after the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League. So it's not going to be before, it will be after. And the details that we have so far are that Zack Snyder will be joining again, and some frequently asked questions. Shortly after the release, they'll have a date for when it's going to take place. It will be virtual again, hosted on YouTube. Who they're still working on, who's going to, you know, be involved. They already have their panel of hosts that are going to be involved in the event, and more details will be shared at a later time. Again, it's a virtual convention made by Zack Snyder and DC Comic fans for Zack Snyder and DC Comic fans. All that was the one that we had earlier this year was really great. There was Ray Porter, Ray Fisher, Zack Snyder, I think Jaliva maybe, if I'm not mistaken. there was a lot of great people. It was really cool. And of course, Zach shared his little really cool clip that we got to see the black suit. And so Wonder Meg will once again be involved. And so yeah, it's cool that it's going to be after Zack Snyder's Justice League, which I think is better. So that way, you know, now that at that time it will be out and he can talk a lot more about it, more about details, they'll probably give people some time to, you know, give people time to be able to watch it. And it won't probably just be like immediately after it's released. I'm sure they want to give people time to see it. But that way Zach can talk about a bunch of details and he won't have to keep secrets anymore. So looking forward to another Justice Con next year. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Again, check out the links in the description. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and we will see you next time.